Hey guys, in this week's video we're going to be diving into the most effective ways to beat current and to prevent future procrastination. Stay tuned. Tip number 1. Your schedule isn't Hitler. One thing I've noticed about myself personally is that I love planning things out, which is a good thing, but the problem is that if I have to go off my schedule, then I start to freak out and end up quitting altogether. A really good way to combat this is to have a to-do list with your biggest items on it. That way you have a better idea of the main objectives you're trying to complete without freaking out when you spend an extra 30 minutes in traffic and have your entire schedule put off. Tip number 2. Eat your elephant one bite at a time. Big goals, when dissected, are accomplished through lots of smaller goals completed over time. Don't look at your big goal as just one goal. Break it down into smaller pieces so that it's easier for you to accomplish them. One goal that I have personally right now is to reach 10,000 YouTube subscribers, and I'm only at about 140, so reaching 10,000 is pretty far away. Something I'm currently doing is breaking my goal into 4 quarters, which is essentially a year. You could do this either as a yearly goal broken down into quarters, or even monthly goals broken down into 4 one-week periods. The point isn't about the type that you use, but it's more so about breaking it down and accomplishing those smaller goals so that you can gather momentum and move yourself in the right direction. Tip number 3. They'll all keep living without you. When it's time for me to work on my videos, projects, or any other assignment that I'm trying to accomplish, I put my phone on airplane mode and disconnect from the rest of the world. This does wonder for my productivity while I'm working because it doesn't allow for interruptions. A lot of times I find that if I'm in the midst of being in flow and cranking out great content, if someone interrupts me with a phone call, even if it's just for a minute, I get distracted, and when I get back to my work, I'm not able to get into that flow state. A great book to learn more about being in a flow state, by the way, is Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. I'm pretty sure I butchered his name, my bad. Tip number 4, the most important tip. Forgiveness can go a long way. We're all human, and expecting yourself to be 100% successful with everything you set out to do is unrealistic. Life is way too inconsistent to expect so much of yourself. When you mess up, don't sit on the error. Instead, move on and start focusing on whatever the next step is that you need to do in order to accomplish your goal. A constantly recurring pattern for me when I first set out to lose weight was that I would tell myself I'd go to the gym 5 times a week, and when I went any less than that, I'd spent the entire following week focusing on the fact that I didn't accomplish that goal. This caused me to associate going to the gym with 2 pains. One, because of the physical pain that you feel from actually going to the gym, the soreness that you feel afterwards, and 2, because of the negative experience that I'd feel the week after for not accomplishing the weekly goal that I'd set out to do. So go easy on yourself. You're already awesome. Tip number 5, set a deadline. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You had all semester to accomplish an assignment, and somehow you've left it to the last minute. You have 48 hours left to do something that normally would take you at least a week to accomplish. Pop out the Red Bulls and Adderall because you're going to pull an all-nighter. In the same way, creating the illusion of a deadline can cause your brain to focus on the task at hand and create a sense of urgency. Tell yourself you have 1 hour left to complete the small task that you set from tip number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it to be notified of future uploads. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, life is happening for you, not to you.